Well, it's almost time for students to head back to the classroom, which means they and you may be getting a little anxious, but you don't have to worry. Doctors Jen Arnold and Jennifer Katzenstein from Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital are here with good prep and practice tips to make it all easier. Welcome, ladies. How are you?
We're doing great. Thank you.
So it kind of is an anxious, exciting time of year, and you say it's never too early to start getting everybody in that school mode mind, right?
Absolutely. This is the time of year, if you can, start early, 2 to 3 weeks before that first day of school, to practice, to prepare. Think about what your morning routine is going to look like. Set out clothes ahead of time. You know, make a chore chart list of your routine before bedtime. You know, try and set out lunch boxes and everything as soon as you can. And then start practicing bedtime. Bedtime, I think, is the hardest thing to transition back to normal school hours, at least in my experience for my kids right now. It's what we're going through right now, and it's really amazing how much you lose track of your normal routine in the summertime, and it takes time to get kids ready for that routine.
And I like that you said 2 to 3 weeks, not talking 2 to 3 days before school, 2 to 3 weeks, which is the key.
Absolutely.
And I know you mentioned some lists, and I know, Dr. K, you've got a few lists and ways, too, to make it a little easier, right?
We have one example right here. So especially in the morning routine, like Dr. Arnold was saying, writing it on a dry erase marker on the mirror in the bathroom. Brush your teeth, wash your face, get dressed, pick up your wet towel. That's something I get a lot from families.
Can I do that for my husband, too?
Seriously. Check the checkbox. Once it's checked for that day, erase the dry erase from the mirror, and it can start all over again the next day. For chores, you can do a checklist like this. You can use magnets to cover them up when they're done. Use a check mark with the marker, and then at the end, having a reinforcer. In the morning, you get to choose which type of breakfast cereal you have, or a special breakfast treat. And the afternoon, maybe it's 5 extra minutes before bedtime. It doesn't always have to be something that we have to purchase.
You know, and I love that you said Alex's. My Alex is a little too young for some of those lists, but I love the ideas behind this, and because that's got to help with anxiety, which is I'm assuming that some kids can have some nerves going in, maybe especially kindergartners. I know this is Dr. Jen's category right now for her daughter. But what do you do? Any tips for when the kids are feeling anxious to make it a little easier?
Well, I mean, Dr. Jennifer, you know, Katzenstein is an expert in how to calm your kids. For my kids, it's all about routine. It's about doing it over and over again. Practice doesn't make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. So getting them used to school, taking them to school to visit, see their teachers, see their space, walk the different buildings that they're going to have to go through, so that on that first day of jitters, it's not the first time they're experiencing all those new things.
That's good.
That preparation is hugely important, and being able to reduce the anxiety surrounding school, but then also when we come home, especially going to a full school day after having had the summer to relax, setting up that routine, coming back into the home. Sometimes we tend to get a little overstimulated when we see mom or dad for the first time that day, or just the relief of walking back into the home where you feel safe and comfortable. Right here we have a calming jar, so this is a great way. We shake it up, the glitter flows all over. Have kids take deep breaths watching the glitter fall to the bottom. There's some great recipes for these online. It's glitter glue and water and a little bit of dish soap. And so you can shake it up. You can put anything inside it for them to see, whether that be little dinosaurs. We have some alphabet beads in there.
And the kids just love it. My kids have been using these for years, and they just adore them. And you can make it specialized for what they like.
So what's too young? I might need to start implementing this now in my house. What's too young? What's the age group that's best for this?
I mean, something like this, we can adapt it to be developmentally appropriate. So 2.5, 3, maybe not with a glass jar, maybe with a plastic bottle. Even starting as young as 12 months, doing a rain stick. So that could be a plastic bottle with dried spaghetti inside and some beans, where they can shake it up and hear the rattle, but we're also then calming down after that. Anything where we can focus on something that is not necessarily an electronic or a tablet, but is calming and gives us time just to relax in the moment.
Which I'm so glad you're talking about this, because I mean, I think parents were going to be out of the whole routine as well. And when kids do get home and maybe you see that energy spike, you're thinking, okay, what is all this about and what do I do about it? So I'm glad you're talking about not just the before school, which is where our focus goes, but the after as well.
Absolutely. My kids right now are already, I think, getting hyped up for school. And when I come home from work, it's, you know, our nanny Kate's like, they were fine 10 minutes ago. And then when I come home, it's just a whirlwind of energy and activity and they're running all around, and I'm thinking, how am I going to calm them down? So again, I really think it takes that practice using tools that are non-electronic, just getting them calm, talking to them. So sitting down for dinner, I try and talk. I'm like, let's talk, calm down. And it takes time, but it does really help, and it's really important.
Right. Is there anything else that you'd like to add in closing? We've got about 30 seconds here.
Well, and dinner's the perfect time too to keep that open communication, especially heading back to school, asking open-ended questions and being silent, waiting for a response calmly before we kind of jump right into our next set of questions, and they'll open up.
Yes. This is great. Well, my daughter's not even ready for school, but I love these tips. So thank you to the both of you. I hope you parents appreciate it as well. Dr. Jens, join us both today. Thank you again for your time and your ideas.
Thank you.
I might need to borrow one of these too.
Yeah.